Coach, congratulations. After a string of so many frustrating endings, what's it like to have this one where things come together, you make everything tough defensively, and you're able to rest your starters in the fourth?
Yeah, I mean, that was all good for us, and it was good to have a game like that. And, coming off 4 straight losses, 3 of them, like, excruciating, quite honestly. That was good for us. But, I feel bad for Steve. I mean, he's down there with nobody. Absolutely nobody playing. And, they competed in the first quarter for as long as they could, and then we got going. It was the perfect storm. Them having nobody and us needing a win badly. Perfect storm tonight. And I'd feel better if it wasn't Steve on the other end of it.
Totally understand. BI really got this thing going, even though you had contributions from everybody by the time the game ended. What do you think spurred him on to be so efficient at the beginning of the game?
Well, I just think he played the game with a really good pace. He played quick. He caught the ball, went right into his move. I thought he was decisive and quick in everything he did. Looked like he had his legs under him. Worked on a lot of that stuff. Well, he works on that stuff all the time, but worked on a lot of that stuff yesterday with Teresa Weatherspoon, and he was doing the same stuff tonight.
Just one from me, Coach. In that second quarter, it was really a solid quarter on both ends. But early in that second quarter, Orlando had a coast-to-coast drive where, transition defense wasn't there. You called a timeout, and basically since that timeout, the game kind of switched defensively. So was it good to know that the message was heard by the team?
Well, I mean, on a lot of those things, I think what we're looking for is that the message starts coming from them to each other. I mean, that's what's got to happen. It's got to be their sense of urgency. They've got to want to take care of those things. And for most part tonight, I thought, we gave a good effort. I mean, there's always things you can do better, but I thought, guys, that's what I'm saying. It was a perfect storm. Our guys really went at it hard, needed a win badly, and they had their entire team out.
Stan and Christian Clark, you talked about the tempo that Brandon played with. How does it help you guys when he is playing with that tempo that he had tonight?
Well, he's hard to guard. You can't lock in and you can't get your help locked in. He's just catching it and going. And defenses have a very, very hard time getting set on him. I thought tonight that was the key to him in the first half, was just everything was quick. Catch, go. Nobody could lock in on him.
Yeah, Lonzo finished with 12 assists in 25 minutes. He mentioned the other day, he was struggling a little bit with the minutes restriction, getting into the flow. What was it like just having him controlling the pace again the way he was tonight?
Yeah, and he made several great passes and, had the game totally under control and defended really well, I thought, on Gary Harris too. So I thought he had an outstanding game. It doesn't all come down to shooting. I mean, I thought he was tremendous. I mean, none of those guys played the last time we played them. I mean, last time they had just made the trade, but they had Otto Porter and they had Wendell Carter Jr. and they had James Ennis and, and we didn't have Brandon Zion or Lonzo. So tonight the script sort of flips. I mean, who you have does make a difference at times.
Stan, this is a big game you guys have coming up next. I mean, how important is it just to reset off of that losing streak, be able to kind of go into this and kind of understand exactly what you're facing in that, the team you're chasing for this spot with not a lot of games left to play and you don't have that a little bit of a losing streak or whatever hanging over your head. Does that matter?
Well, I mean, I think it all matters. It's you feel a little bit better going in, but the task ahead of us to get to that play-in spot, as you guys know, I mean, it's a difficult task. It's an uphill climb. And, we're basically chasing San Antonio and Golden State. And one of the things you'd like to have is the tiebreaker. And so that's a big one for Saturday night. But even then, it's hard. I mean, you can look at that as a big game and the Golden State games as big games. But the reality of the situation is, they're all big games now. I mean, we're going to have to win a very high percentage of these last 14 games to have a chance to get into the play-in. Like, you're not getting in going 7-7 or probably even 8-6. Like you're going to really have to win some games here. And so, yeah, San Antonio's the team ahead of you. Big game, tiebreaker, the whole thing. But bottom line is all 14 of them now are big games.
You get the feeling that it's important to your team right now? That do they sensitively looking at standings? Are they like, is it to that point where you're close enough to the end of the year?
I think it's been, Scott, I think it's been important to them all along. Like, and I said that to you guys the other day. I mean, we've had some disappointing games, but it's hard to point to games where you didn't think our guys showed up ready to play. You know, I mean, our guys are going out competing every night. They've got a sense of urgency. They're playing hard. They're competing. You know, we just had the last 3 games were down to the wire and we couldn't finish them out. And but I don't think any of you probably, certainly not me, looked on the court and said, wow, these guys don't seem to really care about getting in and about winning these games. They don't seem to have a sense of urgency. I doubt, I mean, I didn't read it, but I doubt any of you wrote that. I mean, you know, our guys have been competing hard. We just haven't been able to get it done. So, yeah, they feel a sense of urgency, but I think they've felt a sense of urgency the entire second half of the season. You know, some nights were better than others, but since the very first game back with Minnesota, I think we've had a sense of urgency. Now, Atlanta drubbed us twice, but there were some other reasons for that too.
Stan, you see Zion do it every night by getting to the lane. He dominates in the paint. Are you amazed that everybody in the building knows he wants to get to the rim, yet he still does it seemingly every time he wants?
Yeah, but that's also, John, my genius offensively and moving guys around so he gets space. I mean, it's maybe 10% Zion's ability and 90% coaching, I would say. Now, listen, I mean, I said to somebody the other day, as far as those plays go, the extent of my strategy is make sure the ball gets in his hands. You know, it is amazing. I mean, he's got an incredible ability to get to the rim and to make plays. And when he and Brandon are out there together, I mean, offensively, we're pretty good. It's the defensive end of the floor that we've got to take care of. But the scary thing with Zion is it's going to get better and better and better and better. His best years will be far beyond when I'm around here. I mean, this guy, his shooting's going to improve. He's going to be able to shoot it on the perimeter. His free throw shooting will continue to improve. He'll have the ball in his hands late in the game, which he has had all year, learning to make those crucial decisions from out top as a point guard. His defense will improve, as most guys do as they get older. I mean, he's scratching the surface right now, okay? He still has not played 82 NBA games. He still hasn't played the equivalent of a full year, okay? And he's doing what he's doing. So, yeah, he's amazing. He's unselfish. He's smart as hell. The sky's the limit. It really is. And, you know, our fans and our writers get to see him every night, and after a while, you start to take him for granted. But when you only see him every once in a while, you say, whoa, this guy's something completely different from what you see every other night.
Hey, Stan, just wanted to ask about Steven Adams. He obviously did play the second half. Is he good? Was this a situation of you felt comfortable not having to use him in the second half tonight?
No, he couldn't go the second half. Now, I think how much of that was, you know, out of, you know, caution, and how much of it was he absolutely couldn't have played in any situation, Andrew? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. All they told me is Steven can't go. You know, so I didn't have a long conversation there. Steven can't go, Jackson's starting. So, and by the way, I thought Jackson was a lot better tonight. I'd spoken with him today and this morning and said, not that he's playing bad, I just didn't think he'd been bringing the energy that he's capable of bringing the last 3 games. And tonight I thought he brought tremendous energy in that game, and while it still counted.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
All right, thanks.
All right, everybody, we can get started with play. If you want to raise your hands. Christian Clark, you go ahead.
But that was probably the best the offense has looked in a couple of weeks there. What do you feel like allowed you guys to get in that rhythm?
I just think we had fun. Tonight we played with a lot of pop, energy. And we played off Bi and Zion really well tonight.
And how important was it to have kind of Lonzo back, in the groove of things, 12 assists in 25 minutes. I know he's been struggling with the minutes restriction the past couple games. Just what did you see from him tonight?
I mean, just his presence, his energy, he brought, out there, tonight, moving the ball, pushing it up the floor and making plays, all night long, when he played. And it was just a different type, energy out there.
Hey, Bled, how do you make sure that you bring that same energy into the game on Saturday? It's going to be a really important game for you guys in the standings, trying to catch the Spurs. What do you do? What do you do to make sure that carries over?
Prepare. Prepare like we did today. And pretty much just have fun, man. I think a lot of times we get down on ourselves and forget, how special this game is, how fun it can be. And I think we all remember that tonight. And we played for each other tonight.
For you personally, I think you were 4 for 4 at one point. You finished with 5 threes. How important was that for you to see the ball start to kind of go in after kind of some of the stretch of games you had in the little past month or so?
It feels good. It felt good. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, it felt good. To see the ball go in a little bit. But at the same time, I think my teammates and coaching staff have a lot of confidence in me. Even when I'm, not shooting the ball well. So and I just want to, showing that, I appreciate it. And tonight, was one of those nights.
What does that mean? Because it seems like every time we bring you up to them, they come with this high praise, and they always have your back, and they have your back no matter what. To know that even when you're struggling, that everybody in that locker room is behind you.
I mean, that goes deeper than basketball. The amount of respect that I got for those guys, it carry over off the court. From the first man to the 16 man, or how many players we have on this team, on this roster. That's all that is. They have nothing to do with basketball.
All right, thank you, Blake. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
for everybody, we can go ahead and get started with Z. Andrew Lopez, you want to go ahead?
AC, it seemed like you guys really had a different kind of energy level out there tonight. How do you make sure you bring that as a team into Saturday's game, which is going to be very important for you guys standing wise?
I think we hit a lot of shots. I'm just call it what it is. We hit a lot of shots, but our defensive focus was there today. And if there's anything that we definitely need to carry on to Saturday is that defensive mindset.
Zion, in the second quarter, I mean, you just said you made a lot of shots, but do you feel like there's anything else offensively you guys did well to get you guys into that rhythm?
We moved the ball a lot. We got to a lot of pick and rolls. Brandon would hit me and I would swing it, and then there'd be 3 more swings, and I lead to open shots and the defense scrambling.
And how much did Lonzo play a role in the way you guys were moving the ball, playing with pace?
Lonzo was a big part of that, if not the part. Whether it was off a rebound or off an inbounds pass, he was looking to make the advanced pass forward, throwing the full court passes. Like I said, it caused the defense to scramble, and that gives you an advantage on offense.
Hey, Zion, how much are you guys thinking about this Spurs game and just the fact you're going down the stretch here? This is probably a game that you have to have as you try to aim for that play-in game.
It's like I said, excuse me. It's like I said after last game. I mean, the reality of the situation is we need every win. So, we're going to go into each game, Saturday, since they're a West Coast team as well. Got to go in there and, do whatever we can to get the win. It's just the reality of the situation.
Are you guys looking at standings and all that stuff right now? Are you kind of seeing what you have to do, or is it still pretty much singular focus each game?
It's a little bit of both. We're professionals, so we need to know that kind of stuff, especially where we stand. Find whatever motivation each individual player needs to, when he's out there, play as hard as he can to try to get the win. So it's a little bit of both.
All right, thank you, Z. Appreciate your time.
No problem. You guys have a good night.
Go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, how do you, it seemed like the energy level across the board was up tonight. How do you guys make sure you carry that in the Saturday's game, which is looking like it's going to be a really important one for you guys if you want to make that play in turn?
Well, I think it's important for us to communicate that to everybody, the team, the players, most importantly, for us to continue to communicate on the floor. I think that was the difference tonight. We communicated on that defensive end tonight and had an urgency to get a stop and rebound the basketball and go down and get the best shot for us. So I think that's what we have to do to carry on.
How much has it been a focus for you as of late to just not use up as much energy in your offense, just get into your shots, with the fewest amount of dribbles possible? That's something you had a lot of success with tonight. Is that something you've been working on as of late?
No, I'm just taking whatever the defense gives me. And that was my mid-range shot all night tonight, and I just got to it and felt confident in it, and I just kept taking it. Whenever somebody stepped up, I just gave it to the open man and just tried to make the game easy for me.
Christian, you can go ahead.
Brandon, it seemed like in the first half they were dropping pick and roll, a lot of open mid-range shots. Just what's going through your mind when you do have that room there for mid-range?
Well, what's going through my mind is that I'm going to get a good rhythm from this. If I'm getting to my mid-range shot, I just feel really, really good in every other shot on the basketball floor. I think everything comes full circle. I'm in my rhythm. I'm getting guys involved, and the game is just being played really well.
And what did you see from Lonzo tonight and the way he was able to control the game?
Something that we kind of see from him every time that he's healthy on the basketball floor. Him just being the head of everything that we're doing, getting us in our sets, getting to the rim, being aggressive, staying ready when he's open on the wing. And on the defensive end, he's always pretty good. Staying in that passing lane on the defensive end, helping the other guys out. So he's been big for us all year.
You just mentioned Zoe. I mean, I feel like there's like a really long list of guys that we could go through tonight as far as how well they played. One of the guys in the second half that I thought was really impressive was Billy. I mean, what did you think just overall of across the board? How many guys that you had that played well tonight?
I mean, everybody did something to affect the game tonight, and that's what we need pretty much every single night to get these wins. But Billy, he's stayed ready every time that his name is called. On the offensive end, on the defensive end, rebounding the basketball, having a soft touch around the rim, and being able to finish the plays on the offensive end. And also on the defensive end, just rebounding the basketball and helping our guys push out for easy offense.
Blood talked a little bit about just remembering that the game can be fun. I mean, in this crazy, grinding season, is that difficult to remember at times?
Yeah, I mean, we all get caught up in everything that's going on right now. It's of course not normal, but when you have a time like this and you can go out and you see the ball just continue to go in, and on the defensive end you're getting stops and just enjoying everybody just going out and doing their thing. And it does get really fun, and we always need that reminder to tell us that the game is supposed to be fun.
All right, thanks, B. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.